Hi folks, John Cordisco back again. Round 8 of Norway Chess 2016. This is a hell of a game. As white, world-class player. Number 2 in the world for a long, long time. 11 Aronian from Armenia. And as black, Magnus Carlsen from Norway, current world champion. I do want to mention there's a short interview with both of the players, and I want to thank Macaulay Peterson from Chess24 for allowing me to use some of the video. So that's why you saw the advertisement for Chess24 at the beginning. He let me do that. That was damn decent of him. Anyway, let's get to it. It's a hell of a game. It's going to be in English. Aronian's white, Carlsen is black. Let's go through the opening. Knight, typical English stuff. I'll just breeze through the opening here. I don't really go much in depth about opening theory on this channel. Pawn takes. C5. D3. I do like the bishop setup though. And the bishops here are pretty good for white. Knight C6. And Knight E5. And according to the computer, that's the last book move. Now what's Magnus going to do here? He's got to move the knight. If he had gone queen to d6 instead, those of you that are wondering, after knight takes, pawn takes, knight d2, I think white stands okay there. After knight a5, queen c1. Guard the bishop. Queen, knight d2. I don't think white has anything extraordinary here, but I think white sits pretty well. Pretty well. And rook d8 is the computer's choice for knight to e8. Magnus went knight to e8. And Aronian really went for it. I probably would have put the knight on e back to f3, but he went f4. He's going for it. And I really got to admire 11. In order to catch Magnus, he's ahead in the tournament. 11's really got to go all out. Knight d6, that's a really good spot for that knight as well. Interesting might have been f6. The knight comes back. I'll give you an idea. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. Bishop c3 by Aronian. Rook goes to b8. Now queen a3. And it's looking a little tight here for Magnus. He's got some problems already. I think his queen side is a mess. That bishop on g2 is a monster. Absolute monster. Bearing down on here. b6. What else can he do? Bishop takes. Pawn takes. Knight b3. Now we're on move 17, and Magnus is in kind of a jam. It's not the end of the world, but it's going to be really unpleasant for him. And this is very unusual by move 17. He did something wrong. I'm not sure what it was. Maybe you can go through it yourself. Knight b7. Bishop takes. Queen takes. Knight takes. If queen had taken instead, bishop h3, rook f3, a4. Little messy. But after knight takes, queen c7, d4, just cementing those knights there. I mean, that knight on c5 is just not going to get moved. Rook to d8. You move the rook to guard. f6. Chase the one knight off. And then he went e5. He's trying to get some counterplay here, but it's not working out. F takes. F takes, knight takes. So he gives up the pawn. For those of you who are wondering about d takes instead, bishop f8, and you can see the rest of this. White loses. But after knight takes, bishop takes, pawn takes, rook takes, rook takes. This is where I think Magnus messes up. Top 3 moves on the computer, none of them say queen take e5. Bishop g4, bishop h3, bishop f5. He takes with the queen. And immediately, this is very unusual for Magnus to blunder like this. It's an over 2-point advantage now for white. If you had gone bishop h3, queen e3, queen b6, it's really unpleasant for black, but he might be able to survive it. But after queen takes, rook checks, king f7, queen checks, bishop f5, rook takes, queen takes, g4. He loses a piece. We'll go through the rest of the game. Queen b4. Try to fight back, but it's just not working. And that's where Magnus Carlsen, current world champion, resigns. To give you an idea, after queen to d2, best move, pawn takes, queen checks, king goes to f2. There's nothing he can do. G takes. Check. Queen. King. Queen takes. He's up a piece and a pawn. It's the end. So, very well played by 11. Look for that video, courtesy of Chess24, at the end. The short video with both the players. And so even the best players in the world sometimes miscue. Makes me feel a little bit better. I don't know about you, but we're all human apparently. And I want you all to remember, if you think chess is just a game, you're not playing it right. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.
Magnus, what went wrong for you today?
Well, it was a series of poor choices and also some pretty bad time management. So, I don't know. I mean, he completely surprised me in the opening, of course, but you're never going to be too sad when your opponent plays g3. So, I wasn't that bothered, but then...
Do you know Peter had games in this line?
Yeah, I just remembered that I used to think that white should be a little bit better, but then in most cases black gradually equalizes, and if nothing happens, black can even be slightly better in the long run. But I didn't remember how to play, of course, and now obviously as Levon and I talked about after the game, the sensible way to play is just to go knight e8 in this case, and it isn't very... It's not too bad. And basically here, after what happened, I somewhat...
Yeah, we thought
I was actually thinking of knight g4, then I take, and I can play queen f4, queen d4, I take rook e1 and bring
yeah,
knight
but no, I didn't like that at all.
Well, queen c7, knight g2, we thought you should challenge the knight immediately by either knight d7 or knight g4. I don't know which one is better.
No, obviously that's the sensible way to go. Because I didn't want to go knight d7 here because of knight g4. Yeah, that's no reason to allow that, but obviously here knight d7. It says even here knight g4. But no, I was just thinking about this, and knight b3. Okay, white has won the opening battle, but it's nothing too bad. But then I didn't really want this. I thought with knight e8 I could still, fight for complete equality, like if the knight goes back. And then I thought, in principle, after f4 I should be fine, but that was just a complete misjudgment of the position, and also knight d6 is just it's just a blunder. So
after rook b8, knight d3, although it's very, very unpleasant for you, I guess.
Okay, at this point,
you should play a6.
No, yeah, but I think I should actually go f6, and just go knight c6 back.
Yeah, knight b3, b6,
okay,
d4.
You have knight d3.
Is d4 is unpleasant.
Knight d6. Probably even just take. Oh, need d5. Yeah, I'm actually not in time, so no, probably here knight d8 is like really, really bad, and here I've already pretty much screwed up. So knight d6. Obviously, I wanted f6 here, but that just loses on on the spot. And here, it wasn't as lost as I had thought.
Yeah, I actually thought that
first.
knight c6 wins, but it doesn't.
Yeah,
After
we were
knight
looking
b7.
at that. We were curious if you were going to take or play knight b6.
Knight c6.
No,
no. But
b7.
yeah, knight b7. Why would it win?
Yeah, you just take the rook a8, knight takes the c5, and then you have this queen d6
Queen
before
d6
bishop
as
d7,
well.
yeah?
No,
The
I
machine
didn't.
gives some strange move. Knight
I
c
didn't
takes
actually
a5,
see
but we
that.
looked at knight c5 and queen d6, and it's not so easy. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Because at first it looked really overwhelmingly good. It seems like I'm taking everything.
Well, for me, I just thought rook a8, and I'm not losing any pieces immediately. So this was the least of my worries, actually. Okay, but this.
And then in the game,
I thought you would go queen b6 actually. I thought queen c7, it just go for this queen thing. You
Okay,
know?
but how can I ever create counterplay?
You have this rook h1 at times.
Okay, but your king just goes on e3, no?
I give h2 pawn?
Yeah.
And then you take on e5 and play bishop g4 and take the e2 pawn?
Yeah, but then you take on a7, you run with the king to
At the
d4.
c3, yeah?
c4, d3.
Yeah.
I thought I'm just never getting counterplay there.
after 24 knight e5, I think the computer said rook d4, and things aren't so bad.
That's
Did
what
you
we
consider
calculated.
that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. No, there's no need to lose the game immediately, yeah?
Queen e3.
Queen e3, obviously.
It takes bishop f5.
Take bishop f5, or bishop f5 first.
Yeah, I thought
actually.
about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, knight e4 looks good.
94. Yeah, I'll probably chop it
Yeah,
off.
Black
and-
can start with bishop f5, maybe it's more
Yeah.
clever.
Yeah, you should probably lose slowly.
Yeah, queen e3, bishop f5 maybe to include this, and rook a g1, you take on d4 and you make some kind of a
Still
move.
94?
Here.
Okay, but it's a game and it's very good chances to
Against me to make a draw.
No, well, to make the time control anyway. Just to make the time control. That would be the first of my
With my
goals.
infamous technique.
No, I didn't. And here, I mean, the instinct says that it should be losing immediately, but then, I mean, I was just calculating these lines. I was going for the queen endgame like this. Okay, queen f8 is made.
You're not
that-
alone in missing that.
That I realized only later. So I was looking at this, and I didn't even see this. Okay, that's embarrassing. Because I was looking at.
Their queen e3 was actually winning for you just now,
Yes.
yeah?
Okay, I'll shut up. I'm gonna.
Sorry.
Yeah. I should just. Okay. Yeah.
We'll let you go. Thanks a lot, Magnus, for joining us.